What is going on, everybody? Welcome over here to the channel. Today we kick it off with episode 46 of the Montana Cattle Ranch series. So sit back, relax, smash that like button, and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget we are doing a giveaway, information in the description below. Let's get to it. So today we are kicking it off on April 2nd. And after a lot of thinking and a lot of doing a bunch of math, I have decided what I'm going to do. And we're going to make a massive purchase. We're going to buy plot 141. If it goes through, there we go. Field 55, or plot 55, 42, 48. I gotta pay attention to my funds here as we do this. 53, 57, 56, 52, 49, and I think we're gonna go ahead and pick up field 63 as well as 62. And that was pretty pricey. But we've pretty much bought all this land because we're going to build another farm. And it's pretty much just going to be an extension onto the ranch, but it's mainly going to be focused on just extra fields that we can use to be have corn processed. So I'm going to make my way over there, and we're going to go ahead and start building our new farm. But of course I had to take the fun way to get over here first. I figured we might as well break out the quad. We haven't got to ride it yet. And there's actually a pretty cool little back way to get over here to these fields. I think it's pretty neat. But this is where our new property is. Some absolutely giant fields. And we're going to end up getting some really cool equipment for this. Now, I don't know, after building everything out, if we're going to be able to afford all our equipment right away. There's a couple pieces that I'm going to have to buy pretty much right away. But we're going to figure it out. We're going to manage it one way or another. But I think this is where we're going to set up the new operation. We're going to have to do a ton of dirt work, kind of level it out. Maybe. I think this is the only side that's pretty sloped. But I think I can work with most of it. But we're gonna get right into it. So let the building montage begin. Well, it wasn't the prettiest, but we managed. I had to go over a few things and redo a couple things, and uh, I kind of messed up and went into the field, but I'm pretty sure I fixed it. Ooh, that ground needs to come up a little bit. Let me go ahead and raise that. And for the most part, I'm pretty happy with it. I wish I had more space to actually do a kind of a better layout. But I mean, overall, it's not bad. It'll do. Let me go ahead and try to just level this ground. We used quite a bit of money on that too. Like, a lot more than I thought we were going to. Let's try to smooth this out. Honestly, I'm not too worried about that. That'll be okay. I'm okay with that edge there. Actually, no, I'm not. Let's go ahead and bring this out and level it up more, at least where the gravel's at, because I want to be able to drive around this and it at least look like kind of a accessible road. I think that's what I'm trying to say here. Let's just bring this up. I need to figure out how to use the straight edge tool or mod. Make it easier to draw a straight line. Alright. That should be good. It doesn't look too bad. I could always come through and widen this out a little bit. But let me go ahead and... Okay, we've kind of got like an access point here. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of dirt down. At least make it kind of look like a... There we go. It's not bad. Let's go ahead and put one over here as well. I want to try to make it to the edge of the field without actually going into the field this time. There we go. Make it look a little more realistic. So we got to drive there. We got to drive into that field. This one we can just go across the road. I'm happy with that. Now the fun part. Now we get to buy a bunch of equipment. And kind of what I'm thinking over here on this farm is if I take a look at our total land, we're looking at about 206 total acres between all these plots. And our current farm ground that we're using for just corn ground on our first ranch is about 243 acres. So kind of what I'm thinking is I think I'm going to run 3 combines on this land, and then I think we're going to pick up 4 semis for harvest. Or no. Yeah. We're going to get 4 semis for harvest, and then we're going to need 3, probably go 3 9RXs and 3 Demco grain trailers. And then, of course, we're going to need some tractors to do our liming. And that's pretty much it off the top of my head, other than I think I'm going to run 2 DB120s, and we're going to rock 2 Big Buds as our seeding tractors. I think that's kind of the plan. But let me go ahead and get everything purchased, at least what we need from the start. And then I will show you what we get. So after pretty much spending the good remainder of our money, we have bought a few pieces of equipment. So we did go with two Big Bud 16V 747, and then we did go with the two John Deere DB 120s for our planters. And I went a little different this time. We don't have green, we don't have white, we don't have red. I got two JCB Fast Tracks with our lime spreaders, and that's pretty much all they're going to be used for is our lime spreading tractors, because I wanted something with a little more speed, and they'll go like 43 miles an hour. So I figured they could get around the fields a little quicker, stay ahead of our planter, kind of that sort of thing. And then I did go ahead and pick up another sprayer, just like the one we currently have. And that's pretty much it for now, because that's all I can afford. Plus, we're going to have to save up some money come harvest time, because I'm going to have to buy, 4 new combines. How many semis? I'm going to need at least 2 for now. I will be upgrading to more as time goes on, because we're definitely going to need a few more, especially for what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to plan out. And then I have to pick up 2 more John Deere 9RXs, 2 new Demco grain cards. Like, I have a huge list of stuff that we're going to have to buy, and we've got some grinding ahead of us, especially to recover from this. But I considered maybe cutting all these alfalfa fields. They're all pretty much ready, and there's so many of them. Like, we have 6 big alfalfa fields. I'm not counting these 2 fields over here because those do go with the horse barn, and I'm not getting into that just quite yet. But we could end up cutting all this alfalfa and cutting it, but I want to go ahead and get the corn planted. So one thing I want to do really quick is I'm going to buy the field data for all these. So let's go in here, and I'm going to purchase all the soil information. And that's going to dip into our pocket even more, unfortunately. So let's buy all these up. The expected yields on some of these fields, though, are really good. And that is the reason I chose this land up here instead of the other area I was talking about. Just because most of them have a very, very high yield bonus. So I figured that was kind of the smarter route. So let's buy this one. That's our last one. Cool. Now we have all the field data for all these. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take the semi truck from the co-op and bring up a load of lime, and then bring up some seed, which I got to have a place to store some seed. Let me think here. You know what? We're going to go ahead and buy one more silo for some seed, because I have the herbicide and the fertilizer. We might as well get something to hold some seed. Let's see if we can't find one rather quickly here. I have so many mods downloaded, so it's quite the list to go through. I know what I'm looking for. I just don't know if they're in here or silo extensions, which I think they're in silo extensions. Maybe? Maybe not? I might have passed them up. Well, there's somewhere in here. I've already put one down at the co-op, so where? Oh, okay, these'll work. But we need an auger for those. Okay, that does not work. I don't want to set up an auger up here. Let us take a quick look. Okay, I hope this works. It's a silo that can hold different products. So hopefully I can put some seed in there. So we're going to give this a shot. I'll just go ahead and put it right here. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some lime and grab some seed. And I'm going to get to ripping these fields up. And I'm not going to bore you with all that. But we're going to get corn in the ground up here. And we will be ready to go come harvest time. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day. And we will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.